I have kind of wondered since the end of last season whether the team that was in Serie B was too good for that league and just got really unlucky with a relegation. Based on where we currently are in the league, I would have to reaffirm that point a little bit. Hello there, welcome to Season 2, Episode 5 of Let's Go Parma. I'm Stu, thank you very much for joining me in today's episode, where we are going to be playing against Roma and Napoli. I did that in the reverse order, don't really know why. Also, I know in the last episode I said we'd do Verona and Roma, mainly because it rhymed, but I kind of want to do the Napoli game as well, because we haven't actually played Napoli on camera this season. Let's do that. That sounds like a lot of fun. So we're going to be playing those two games today. If that sounds like a good plan to you, please do leave a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel for more future Football Manager awesomeness. Since you were last with me, you can see the run now. We've done pretty well. I think the last game you guys saw was the Atalanta game. We lost that one. Boo. Since then, we've beaten Cagliari, we've beaten Genoa, we drew against Sassuolo, but then we smashed Venezia and Cremonese. Fun times were had by all. Lovely, lovely stuff. We also did make a couple of transfers towards the end of the transfer window, and those transfers were as follows. Osama Sarui. We chased this guy all the way through January, and it ended up going through on deadline day. When we get, occasionally on deadline day, when you're trying to do a loan deal, you sometimes will get a player for a little bit cheaper than you normally would, both on permanent transfers and loans. And we got this guy in, we managed to get him in for a decent amount. As long as we play him every month, we don't have to pay for him, other than his wages. If we don't pay, there is a bit of a penalty, so make sure we get him playing some football and play some football. He has 3 games for us so far, 3 goals for us as well. I think there's a cheeky assist in there as well. He has been fantastic. Bonus as well, we've got him till the end of next season. Fantastic. Very similar to the deal for Sebastiano Esposito. And then the second one, Kevin Akpoguma. Akpoguma. Say his name right, Stu. This one, I kind of looked at our defence and I thought to myself, if one of our defenders goes out, we've got cover, but then if that one goes out as well, which has happened over on my Coventry save, if you're not watching my Coventry save, by the way, twitch.tv/StuBallFM, I just felt like we had immediate cover, but we didn't have anyone as a proper backup, so I just looked around and I found this guy. He's quick, he's big, he's okay on the ball, but the main thing I looked at was he can do a good job across the entire back line. He's one of our better central defenders just to standard. And he can do a job on the flanks. He can do a job as defensive midfield if he absolutely had to. And he's comfortable in the centre of midfield too. He felt like a bit of a no-brainer. He wanted to leave Valencia. He wasn't getting enough game time, so he was on the transfer list. We didn't have the money to make a permanent transfer offer, so we just threw in a loan offer. And we've got him until the end of the season, which I'm very, very happy with. And as you can see as well, we've actually made ever so slight of a transfer profit this season. £1 million, which is glorious. In terms of players out, I don't think Stanko Juric had finally left by the time I ended the last episode. But just to confirm, he's gone. He's gone to, is that Rijeka? Go with Rijeka, sounds about right. He's gone there, only went for just under £1 million, but do you know what? He wasn't playing, and when he was, he wasn't that impressive. So, cashed in on him, we got his wages off the books. I am happy with that. Also, Vassell Demarcu has left the club as well. Disappointed in this one. I thought he'd be a bit better than he was, and I thought we'd get a bit more money for him. As it is, we've only got £1.4 million for him, but do you know what? It's better than nothing, and he's out of the club. He's off the books. And I am much more comfortable with the squad as it is. We'll show you the squad in a second. But first, as I mentioned in the intro, doing a little bit well in the table. If I could just click on the right thing there. There we go. We're in 3rd place. I don't know when that happened. It's kind of snuck up on me a little bit. But we are in 3rd. 14 wins, 5 draws, 4 losses. Goal difference of plus 27. The 3rd best in the table. I don't understand quite how it's happened, but happened it has. And we've actually, I was going to say we've got a game in hand on the top 2. No, the top 2 have got a game in hand on us. We're not winning Serie A this season, but it's a little bit closer than I thought. So as I said in the intro, I do just think, maybe, just maybe, this club should not, I mean, Parma shouldn't be in anything other than Serie A. But maybe when we started this save, we were playing with a team that was one of those that had absolutely no right to get relegated. Like, they had the quality to not be in the lower leagues, and yet they found themselves there. So it's quite interesting just how good we've done this season. And admittedly, we have made some transfers, but I mean, Colombi, who admittedly is in the team because of the injury to Dragowski, is in the team. But Dragowski is about the same level that Buffon was when we started. So goalkeeper, you could say, is very similar. Yes, Sambia's new. Yes, okay. Sambia's new, Grimal's new. Akpaguma, I can't say his name. Akpaguma. I've practiced it as well. I've got it right. Those three are all brand new, but they're certainly no better or worse than some of the players that we've got. For example, Osorio, Valencia, they're both as good as both of these guys as well. Below has got to the point where he's comparable with them as well. So player quality-wise, I don't actually think we're much better, other than striker, I would say, is the one area, and maybe the wings, but this team isn't that much better than the one that we started with last season. It's a little bit in some areas. You could argue Monchu and, again, Esposito. Maybe the wingers are a bit better, but not by a lot. Certainly not by the amount that you'd expect us to go from a relegation-threatened team to a European conquering team. So there's something weird about it, but I'm not complaining because I'm having a lovely, lovely time. Speaking of having a lovely, lovely time, let's get to that Napoli game, shall we? And this is the 11 we're going to be using to hopefully not get utterly battered. As mentioned, Dragowski, I can't remember what the injury is, but he is out of this game. He could, in theory, play. I don't really want to risk it. In fact, I will put him on the bench because he's only got an orange injury. The chances of us bringing him on are slim to none. But it is going to be Colombian goal, Sambia, Grimal, Akpaguma and Valeri in defence. Sobotka, Monchu and Enriquez in the centre of midfield with Sarui, Mihaila and Esposito as the front three. Enriquez, by the way, Ramon Enriquez, I would love to have him again next season. If we can extend his loan next year, I'd be very, very happy about it. He's got a lot of potential. He's only 3-star ability, but he just has been pretty fantastic for us. So I would very much like to hang on to him again next season. And again, Sarui and Esposito are going to be here. We've already arranged that. So without any further ado, Napoli versus Parma. Let's go. So what I'd love to do right now is tell you that third place finish in the table... the third place finish. The third place in the table that we currently are is giving me all of the confidence in the world that we couldn't get something from this game. I'm not going to lie to you. It's Napoli. I'm still a bit concerned. I mean, they're in 10th place, though. They're in 10th place. We are away from home. But anything could happen. Anything has happened this season. This season's been a bit of a mad one, but I'm not overly confident for this game. Having said that, they're on a rotten run of form, and they are in 10th while we're in 3rd. Maybe I'm not getting my hopes up. I am not in any way getting my hopes up. We'll just see what happens. What will be, will be. We'll have our fingers crossed. And at the moment, they are absolutely bodying us. They are just playing so much better than we are, as you would expect. I mean, you look at the players. I've got Osimhen, Lozano, they've got Zielinski in the midfield. They've got Koulibaly at the back, Di Lorenzo. They've got Moreno. They've got Ospina. They've got some very, very good players, and we have not had a single shot on target. We are going to demand more just at the end of the half. We've had one shot towards the end of that half. That is quite disappointing. I'm going to just say, you need to step your game up, boys. Not happy with your playmaking efforts, point the finger, not happy with your finishing. We absolutely need to step things up in this second half. The defence did their bit, for the most part, but the attack has just been non-existent. So maybe we need to change things up a little bit. And I think I know what I'm going to do. So Rui's going to come on to the left-hand side where he has been the most effective recently. And I kind of want to bring Totino on, but he's not fully fit. But then we need to play him to get fit. So do you know what? Let's just bring him on and see how he does. Let's just see what happens. He is one of our best players. I would argue very much could be our best player if we really wanted to phrase it that way. But let's just see whether we can get something from this game more than just a point. Because at the moment, a point will do. The way that we've been dominated would absolutely... I wouldn't be against just getting a point. Oh, it's nearly a huge mistake from the Napoli team, the Napoli defence and goalkeeper. Very, very calm, very, very lackadaisical, and they nearly cost themselves. And we have stepped things up. We had one shot in the first half. Akpaguma nearly gets the goal to make it 1-0, but we were behind on shots in the second half, and we have stepped things up. In the first half, sorry. In the second half, we have definitely stepped things up. 4 extra shots, more than them. They are coming back into the game a little bit now, though, but it's great to see. We are going to drop a bit of encouragement to the boys, because this is a great turnaround. We looked so poor in that first half, and we've just come alive a little bit. We do, however, need to make 1 or 2 changes. Change number 1, Leo Grimal. He's coming off. He's not had a good game. So we're going to either bring on Below, Osorio, or Valencia. I think we're going to bring on Valencia. I would bring below on to get his match sharpness up, but I don't want to risk anything. So we're just going to go for the safer change. And I'm thinking Sobotka as well. I'm thinking we take him off, and it's just a question of who we take him off for. I think what we're going to do is put Monchu to the base of the midfield, which he can do. And Sobotka, I mean, Enriquez hasn't played well either, but I think it has to be Sobotka. And we're going to bring him off for Jamie Shackleton. And we're going to go with that, and hopefully we're going to have enough about us. And you know what? Go big or go home. We're going to go attacking. We're just going to do it. Let's just go for it. Let's just see whether we can sneak 3 points from this game. It would be huge. They have a free kick, though. They floated it in, and we have actually defended it reasonably well, but they are going to have a chance to get it back into the box here. They whip it in, and Akpaguma is an absolute man-mounting. I can't remember how tall he is, if he's 6'4 or 6'5", but he's quite tall, and he's quick as well, so he's a very... Oh, we've let them in, and it is a really poor goal to give away. The defenders cannot catch Lobotka, and all of a sudden, all of that good work has been put to an absolute waste. And we are going to demand more from the boys. We do, however, have a free kick right by the corner flag. Monchu's going to whip this in. And Akpaguma's there, and Akpaguma makes it 1-1. And all of a sudden, we're back on level terms, and we're looking to get a point from Napoli. That is huge. That is absolutely huge. And it's Akpaguma's first goal for the club, in what I think is only his second start as well. He's only appeared once for us before. He got the wrong skin colour there, I think, which is a bit of a concern. I'll quick nose here. Yeah, he's got the wrong skin colour. Well, you know what? These things happen. Right. We've made all of our substitutions, but Valeria's picked up a knot. He's an upper body injury. What on earth has happened to him? We haven't got any more subs, have we? No, we don't. There is a way to check on here, isn't there? Oh, yeah, it says there. Tells you how many are remaining there. Well, we'll just carry on, hopefully. Valeria keeps his nose out of trouble. We are just going to demand a bit more for the last couple of minutes. But you know what? I will take a point. But if we concede a late goal here, I will be absolutely gutted. Janelt goes for a world in. Colombi spills it a little bit. Remember, Colombi doesn't play a lot of football for us. He's not even currently playing for the under-20s, which I don't know why. Ronningen Johnson commits the foul in the 95th minute. Oh boy, Sambia whips it in. He's looking for Monchu, can't find him. We do retain possession though. Sambia now he gives the ball away. And Politano trying to lead a counter-attack. We are halfway through the final minute. This would be a heartbreaking way for it to happen, but Akpaguma makes the tackle, puts it out of play, puts it into touch, and we have seconds left to get a point out of this game. Monchu heads it to Esposito, back to Monchu. We're just passing it about to kill some time here, which I'm absolutely fine with. And there is the final whistle. And we had to fight for that point, but fight we did, and we did end up coming away honours even out of that game, which I'll take that. I will take that. With how that first half went, I will take that. Second half, could have beat them. But I'll take the fact that the first half was so bad. I will take the fact that we got a point there. And Akpaguma, what a performance that was from him. Absolutely delighted. Right, as said before, I'm going to go and play those two games in between Verona and Udinese. And then we'll come back for the game against Roma. Do not go anywhere. We are back after those two games in between, after the Napoli game, and we got mixed results, but most important thing is we didn't lose. It's a draw against it's a win against Verona. It's a draw against Udinese, but before that, there was a win against Verona. I can't speak today. Inglese getting a couple, including a penalty. Jamie Shackleton scoring his first for the club as well, and Dennis Mann rounding the scoring off in the 66th minute. But then we faced Udinese, and to be honest with you, a draw against Udinese is not the end of the world. I actually think this is a pretty good result, but you know me, I'm salty when I don't win. We went ahead twice in this game and we let it slip a little bit, which was a bit frustrating. Valencia in the 38th minute, we then conceded to Lasagna. I mean, I can't say that without it sounding like the food. Maybe it's meant to sound like that, I don't know. But in the 44th minute, he did equalise. But Esposito then got his goal on the 51st minute. But in the 81st minute, Wallace did get the equaliser for them. So we ended up with 1 point instead of 3. We're still third, though. All of the teams around us are also dropping points. So we are getting very, very lucky. Imagine if we won that game there. If we'd have won that game there, let's have a quick look at it. We would be 54 points. So we would only be 4 points off of second place. We would only be 6 points off the top. Scary to think about, but none of that matters because we're here for the Roma game, and this is the 11 we're hoping He's going to get us at least the same result we had against Napoli, if not better. It's Dragowski in goal, Sambia, Akpaguma, Valenti and Valeri in defence. Sobotka, Monju and Shackleton in midfield with Totino, Sarui and Esposito up front. Jamie Shackleton has had a good few games, so we are keeping him in the side. Roman Enriquez, I praised him earlier in the episode, I think, but he actually has dropped off a cliff in this episode, so we are just going to put him on the bench. One bit of good news, though, we have got Pascal Chiatarella back, so in fact, actually, we're going to put him on the bench. We'll put him there. We've got Matthias Murr up from the under-20... Under-20s, is it? It's Italy? I think it is, isn't it? But we've got him up there just to provide a bit of cover. We've also got Rispoli back on the bench due to an injury to Baton Ballo, and Leo Graham is suspended as well. But with all of that said, let's get into the game. It is Roma versus Parma in Serie A. Let's go. Remember how I said I wasn't confident before the Napoli game? Copy and paste that exact statement into this because I am very much not confident about this game. I feel like we are going to get absolutely battered. Roma, I think, were in 6th or 7th place. We'll see the table in a moment just to confirm. They are currently in 7th place. 46 points to our 52. They've actually played a game less than us, so they have got 3 points, potentially more than that, when we are on level on games, so they might only be a few points behind. But hopefully what we can do today is increase the gap between us and them, so when they have that game, if they win it, we'll keep a decent distance. Hopefully. Although, very similar to that Napoli game, they have started off a lot better than we have. We are struggling in the early goings here. And we do probably need to do a little bit more. Dare I say, we are going to drop a bit of encouragement. We are coming back into it. We've had a couple of shots, which is nice to see. And we have a deep free kick here. And it is going to go through the midfield. Shackleton now looking to find an option. What a little cross that is. And Totino gets it in the back of the net. He's just properly coming back from his injury. This is his second start since he's been out. And Jamie Shackleton with a very unique cross. It had a lot of height on it and it's just a looping ball. Watch it here. It just loops up in the air and Tino just is alert to it, taps it, gets it past the goalkeeper, hits the post and finds its way across the line. And all of a sudden, it's Parma 1, Roma 0. And immediately Roma have a corner. Zaniolo heads it over the bar. Nicolo Zaniolo, not someone who I think is world renowned for his aerial ability. He's 6'2" actually. I'll take that back. He's actually not that bad. We've got a corner. Monchu whips it in. Doesn't find anyone, but it's Shackleton again who will be looking for another assist here. Sobotka can't get on the end of it though, but Akpaguma does. Monchu now drives it and he's just wide, and that looked like he was going to burst the top corner, but it just whistles past the post. And it's still 1-0 to Parma, and we have looked very, very good in this game. And I am very much having a lovely time. Valenti now, looking to get it forward, but he gives the ball away. Nicola Zaniolo with the ball, and Tammy Abraham to Pedrinho, but we clear it all the way back to their goalkeeper. Lovely stuff from the boys. It was a defensive mistake from us, but we make up for it. And Rui Patricio now looking to deliver the ball to Tammy Abraham. Doesn't find him. Valeri with the ball. Jackson gets it to Esposito. Esposito all the way back to Valenti. This is a long highlight, so there's going to be some defensive calamity, I think. And I'm hoping it's not from us, or it's going to be a beautiful piece of play. One or the other. This is going to end in something. And what a ball that is from Monchu to Sarui. Sarui now going to try and cross it in. Gets it to Monchu on the edge of the box, who heads it just wide. Keeper had to be confident there because he didn't move. He didn't react at all. He must have known that was going wide. He might have misjudged it. Fortunately for them, he didn't. And Veretout now whipping in the corner. Ibanez is there. And somehow, some way, Valeri manages to stop the shot coming back. The irony is it might have hit the post, but with Football Manager, you never know. Shots from that angle can find their way in. And it nearly is a goal, and it is a goal. And it's Roger Ibanez with his third goal of the season. It is 1-1. Roma get back into the game. And probably on the match stats, you have to say they deserve it. But we have looked so good going forward. We've been good in defence. And in the end, it's a flick on from Abraham. And the first attempt is stopped from going in, but the second attempt can't be. And you have to say, on balance, they probably do deserve that. Well, no, they do deserve that. Let's not get too crazy. Let's see whether the new boys can do anything to get us back into, well, I say back into the game. I mean, Valeri's not very happy, apparently. I don't really know why. Let's see whether they can do anything to get us back ahead. I don't know whether we will be able to. We're going to drop some encouragement on the boys. Were they always playing this formation? Well, I think they were playing a different formation, weren't they? Or have they just shifted players around? They might have just shifted players around. We have started this half okay. looking at the match stats, and we have got a free kick here. Sambia whips it in, looking for Valencia, and Valencia hits the post, and it's just wide. It's just wide. What a chance that was to go 2-1 ahead. We're at substitute o'clock, but we're going to wait a little bit. Sarui, I think, is the man who has to come off. He has been poor as anything today, and it's going to be Sarui who comes off. And we're going to bring Dennis Mann on. Dennis Mann, unlucky not to start today. We are going to bring him on, and we're actually going to put the playing mentality up a little bit. And we're going to distribute quickly to the centre-backs as well. And we're going to push that line up. Tammy Abraham, not the quickest, so let's try and take advantage of that. He's not slow necessarily, he's not lightning quick. So we're just going to try and put them under a little bit of pressure for these last few minutes. Maybe it will work, maybe it won't. Florenzi now with the throw. Gets to Zaniolo. Pellegrini. Shomurodov. Zaniolo. He leaves his man for dust. And Nicola Zaniolo lifts it over the goalkeeper. And just like that, it's 2-1 to Roma. They should be beating us. Let's remember that. They should be beating us. But it is disappointing. We are going to demand more from the boys. It's telling us to press Lorenzo Pellegrini. Let's do that. It's a gutting moment, but do you know what? It is something, again, that we should be expecting. They are a very, very good team, Roma. They're doing worse in the league than they should be. Remember, if we weren't doing as ridiculously as we would be, they'd be in 6th. And Shomurodov might be about to make it 3, and he just puts it wide. Oh, boys. We've been so good all season, and this is not an outlier. This is just one of those games. But I am so gutted for the boys because I was really going into this game optimistic on our recent form. But, again, they're a team you would expect us to struggle against. And we have struggled a bit today. Oh, I was waiting to see if we could get someone on the end of that. Monchu now looking to get the ball back in. Gets it to Jamie Shackleton. Shackleton, who had a really, really good start to the game, has just absolutely given the ball away there. And it's going to be Gomez looking to try and get it in the back of the net. Or he's probably going to turn to a provider here. And the referee has a decision to make here. Sambia potentially has fouled Gomez. I think that looks really soft, personally. I think that looks really soft. But I am obviously not the assistant referee. And it is a penalty, and it is going to be 3-1 here, I think, unless something dramatic happens with the penalty. Jordan Veretout steps up, puts it in the back of the net. There was not really any doubt about that whatsoever. And it is 3-1 to Roma. We've had a great season. Losses like this are going to happen. Probably should have had more of them than we have had. We are going to demand... In fact, we're going to fire up. We're just going to tell them to fire up. Just going to go attacking. We're already losing. Let's just go for it a little bit more, shall we? Because what have we got to lose? We're already losing. Let's just go for it. We're going to go back to fullbacks. Inglese flicks it onto no one. Inglese does that. That's one of the things I don't like about him, and it's been since last season. He does score... Well, he scored a lot of goals in Serie B. He scored a few goals in this level. But when he's not having a good game, he'll just flick the ball on looking for someone ahead of him who just doesn't exist. He forgets he's the furthest forward player on the pitch. And it's painful to watch now. They're just passing it around if we don't exist. Shomurodov, oh, it's a foul. And Sambira's got frustrated and he's got himself sent off. Well, that's not ideal. And we've made all of our substitutions as well. Oh, this is going to be fun. What do we do here then? Well, fortunately for us, Jamie Shackleton is actually someone we brought in originally to be a right back. So he's the one who's gone to that position. And we've just gone with 2 in midfield instead of 3. But might be a 4th here, you know. There might be a 4th here. The float sits about first. Calafiori, who at one point we were looking to sign. We didn't end up doing it in the end. But yeah, we've been schooled a little bit here, and it's been a long time coming. Like we've obviously lost games this season. Just giving the ball away now. We just got no confidence in the boys. We're gonna go down to attacking. We're just dwelling on the ball when we should be moving it around really quickly. And Shomurodov apparently doesn't do anything with it because the highlight ends. We are just gonna put the tempo up. Just gonna try and launch it forward. Let's just try and launch it forward, distribute it over. Let's just boost it over. Let's not worry about anything. Get it as far up as we can. See what happens. Florenzi now with the throw. Still got a minute and a half left in the game. And that worries me a little bit because... does that mean we're going to get a 4th going in against us? Or are we going to get a 2nd? I'd like to get a 2nd. That'd be nice. Boys, if you can. Zaniolo just gets the ball there. I mean, the left back just looked like he was running through treacle. Veretout now goes for the world in Dragowski, who's had a good game, believe it or not. He's conceded 3 goals, but he's had a really good game. We are into the final minute. Veretout with the cross from the corner. Tries to get it to Pellegrini or Zaniolo. Neither of them get there. Gomez now looking for options. Gets it to Pedrinho. Pedrinho back to Ibanez. Ibanez, Zaniolo. It's passing it around like they own the place, which they do. It's their stadium, but you know what I mean. Pedrinho gets it all the way to Veretout. What a cross that is, looking for Gomez. And Inglese now on the ball, leading an unlikely counter-attack. Could we possibly get a second to make it 3-2? I highly doubt it, but it would be nice if we could. Inglese, the man who should be in the box, whips it in, looks for Dennis Mann. Funnily enough, it's cleared out of the way because the big man in the box was out on the wing and not in the box. That's a bit of a humbling performance. I think we needed that. That kind of reaffirms that we are not as... Oh. Let's tell everyone... You know what? I'm going to stop clicking things because I've just ruined it. I said at the beginning of the episode, this team was far too good to be playing in Serie B last season. I stand by that. But a Roma team who are in 7th have humbled us there a little bit. 3-1. I think that's one of the heavier defeats we've had all season. We'll have a quick look before we finish the episode. That one hurts a bit. And the red card really didn't help us at all there. In terms of losses this season, we lost 2-1 in the Italian Cup. We're not going to talk about that because that was against Lecce. Lazio beat us 1-0. Milan beat us 3-1. Inter beat us 1-0. Atalanta beat us 1-0. So it's our joint highest defeat, which was the one at Milan. Milan are higher up in the table as well, I think. Milan are... No, they're lower down, actually. So, well, they're in about the same point. So you can understand how that result ends up happening. But then, you know, we did beat Juventus. We did beat them when we last played them. So it's one of those things. It's not the end of the world. But I definitely feel a little bit stung by that one, if I'm being honest with you. Oh, goodness me. What will be, will be. What will be, will be. Right. We play... Who did we play at the beginning of the season, actually? Well, who did we show you? So, we didn't show you Napoli or Roma. I think we showed you Inter Milan. I can't remember. Yeah, we showed you Inter Milan. I remember now. So, we showed you Inter. So, we're not going to show you Inter this time. We're going to play Milan. And we're going to play Fiorentina in episode 6. And then we'll finish the episode out in the next one. We might even finish the episode here and not play the last few games, depending on what the league situation looks like. If the league situation continues as it is, it might be worth playing all the way to the end of the season, because look at this. We're still 3rd. Even after drawing and losing a couple of games, we're still somehow 3rd. Atalanta, to be fair, Atalanta and Inter both have games in hand on us. So do Roma, actually. It's getting a bit tight there now, actually. So we could very well be as far down as 6th by the... Might even be 7th by the next... Oh, God. Okay, we might be out of the European places next time you see us. But yeah, we'll come back for those games, and hopefully we'll pick form up between now and then, although we have got, as we showed you just there, a bit of a difficult run-in coming up. Lazio, Inter, Torino, Milan, Juventus. Wish me luck. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have enjoyed, please do leave a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel as well for more future FM goodness. I've been Stubo. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.